Hi, my lovely people. Section 107 Fair Use allows us to talk about it, and that's what we are here to do. Please do not go out of your way to dislike anybody we talk about in this video. It is for entertainment and reaction purposes only. It's my opinion and my opinion only. Hi, my lovely people. Honey, when I tell y'all, trigger warning is not even an expression that in this situation I can use. The things that happened yesterday between Peach and her mom and the things that Peach was posting about Treasie, when I tell y'all it took everything in me to watch, number one. And I did it because of content for number two, because obviously that's my job here on the YouTube streets. But when I tell you I had to take a break, the things that Peach is saying and laughing about is really, really triggering. And it makes you almost just sit back and be like, what exactly is going on here? This is getting way too deep. This is going too far. It makes you clutch your pearls. So let's get into it. We already know that last week she was reposting her mom's content, pausing it, and giving her reaction. For everyone, like I have told y'all before, because a lot of people in her comments and in my comments, what does Peach mean when she said someone fed you grapes? I will tell you that means that you were touched, that you were abused, you were mistreated, you were done wrong, you were improperly touched as a child. You know, you have to say it different ways so that you don't get struck out. That's what her, oh, so your dad fed you grapes and Ed's dad fed him grapes type of thing. That's what that means. But we know that last week she got on here and she was doing all of this and she was laughing about it and she was putting out more information, right, about her sister and about her brother and about her mother. Now, yesterday, Peach goes and does the same thing, but it goes really, really deep. Treasie recently has been live. And because, pretty much Peach is putting all of her business out on the street, she has been kind of telling her audience her side of the story, meaning her childhood. Now, let me just go back for a minute for anyone who does not know. When Treasie was Treasie's World, right, we knew that she was having trouble with monetization. She was having trouble with monetization because she got out here and she told her story about, what happened to her as a child. If you guys do not know, she was inappropriately handled by her father. That's the best way I can say it. She got out here and told her story, and she used some triggered words, right? Some words that would get you struck out, that would get your channel taken down. Words like, abuse and raped. And she was using those words over and over as she was telling her story. So she lost her monetization. After she did that, Peach did not, and I mean did not try to help her get it back, did not help her appeal, none of that. So she kept on posting over there, but she was not getting paid. AKA, that's why she's now Rasta Queen, because she started a new channel so she could make money. So just in case no one knew that, I wanted to let you guys know that. But anywho, yesterday, Peach starts posting her mother sharing her story of what happened with her father. The whole time that Peach is putting up what Treasie is saying, she's pausing what Treasie is saying, and she's laughing about it. And she's saying, oh, so we're supposed to care about your trauma, but my trauma was not cared about. You won't say that I was traumatized. You won't do this and you won't do that. And she would laugh, okay? She was almost trying to compare traumas. Now, a lot of people in her comments are saying what some people think. Being what you say, because according to Peach, she was talked bad to. She was embarrassed. She didn't get a lot of attention. Her mother didn't spend a lot of time with her. According to her, we heard the dirty bathwater story now 50,000 times. We've heard that she said that her mother sent her to the mailbox while her mother was in there getting her groove on, and that supposedly traumatized her as well. We've heard her also mention that she was called dirty, she was called stupid, she was called big mouth, she was called loud. I mean, things of that nature, right? So all of it, mainly she's saying that was done to her, was things that were said to her in ways that she was made to be felt. Now, no one takes anything from what Peach is saying. Sometimes it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. So let me just make that clear. I believe that, yes, Treasie did not show her the attention that Peach thought she wanted. I believe that Peach was bought everything and was very spoiled. And to me, it seems as though Peach, because, I'm just going off what we see now, wanted a lot of attention. And she didn't care if it was good attention or bad attention. Hence why she does what she does now and tries to get attention from the internet, right? Because no one would want everybody talking about them and everybody talking about their kids and their husband if you didn't care. And, we as normal people, we'd be like, oh, no, we don't want that. But somebody like Peach, she doesn't care what attention it is. as long as it's attention. So you can see that was part of her childhood as well. But let's get back on topic. She's trying to compare her trauma. People in her comments are saying, physical trauma like Treasie went through versus what Peach is saying, it kind of makes it minuscule, right? I mean, come on. It does. I mean, I hate to say it that way. It does. So at the end of the day, Peach is over here. She's reposting her mother telling her story. Treasie was trying to tell it without getting struck down. And she explained that, some things happened between her father. Treasie explained that after it happened with her father, she kind of felt like going over her auntie's house. This is Treasie. That men were trying to come at her the same way that her father did, and that she never felt safe, right? Now, keep in mind, let's just keep this all the way real because that's how I like to do it. If you were going through that kind of stuff with your father and possibly other men, right, and you were being taken advantage of, and this is Treasie, you then go and have children. Do you think that a woman who was, being mistreated this way as a child is equipped to be a mother? Let's just keep it all the way real. Peach does not care because like she did yesterday, she laughed at everything that happened to her mother. She continued to talk about everything that happened to her brother at his father's house, and she laughed about it. Oh, your trauma. You want us to feel sorry for you, but nobody wants to feel sorry for me. A broken child cannot grow up to be a perfect mother. That's what generational curses are. Does Peach not realize that? Peach is 36 years old. I'm going to tell you, everybody has a story. Did I have a great childhood? Absolutely not. My mother is dead and gone. Before she passed away, I had to heal myself with therapy. Then I had to get to know my mother as a human. The things that happened to my mother as a child, she was not equipped to give me everything I needed as a child because she was a broken woman. A broken woman always comes because they were a broken child. Treasie is probably a broken woman because of things that happened as she was a child. Peach is now a grown woman. And if she can't see and hear the things that her mother went through, and that's why her mother, Treasie, was not able to love her the way she felt she needed to be loved. There are people out here, I don't care if you're in a relationship. Let's take Wood for an example. Do you think that Wood is loving Peach the way that Peach feels like she needs to be loved? Do you think that Wood is giving her the attention that she feels she needs? Do you think that Wood, who has put his hands on her numerous times, is being protective of her heart and caring about her? Absolutely not. But Peach will overlook that. Peach will also overlook the fact that Wood was in prison, yes, looking to do hard time for putting his hands on Treasie, also known as Peach's mother, right? And she thought that was cute. She thought that was funny, just like she does now. So therefore, at 36 years old, Peach, if you can't sit down and say, oh my God, my mom has been through terrible things, and this is why she can't be a mother to me the way I want it. Maybe I need to forgive her, accept the fact that she loves her grandchildren, right? That she's trying to do it over, and accept the fact that her love language is buying things, then you are never going to heal. This is not, everybody is tired of Peach. This is like seriously beating a dead horse. If you say the same things over and over and over and expect to get the same results without healing yourself, then guess what? People are going to get tired of it. Peach, if you continue to sit over there and say everything that your mother has done to you, but you will not forgive her or go to counseling or even try to heal, but then you continue to sit over there with the husband that's doing way more than your mother has ever done to you. And guess what? You're missing one thing, Peach. You're missing the fact that everything that Wood does to you, right? Everything he does, your children witness. You totally forget that. That's generational curse all in one. Peach seems to forget that Wood putting his hands on her, her children have witnessed that. Wood cheating on her, her children have witnessed that. The arguments, the windows being broke, the numerous evictions, the lack of attention, the Peach being out all day and night at hotels trying to find content, trying to go live and trying to make money. Do you not see that? Do you not see that the children are seeing that? So you're continuing a generational curse. Peach, just because, right, you go out and every single thing that you do, you buy your husband clothes, that's your love language, right, to take care of your man, to give him money. Your love language is to take your daughter to Sephora and buy her anything that she wants just so that you don't have to deal with her. You buy her all these trinkets so that you can go and film content. So she's at home and she's busy by the things you bought her. You do the same with McKay. You do the same with all of the children that we have seen. You buy them things. So you don't think you're a little bit like Treasie, the woman that you say, right, is so terrible. But every single time that you get in a jam, you have Wood call her. You don't think that's traumatic? You don't call your mama, but you have the man that hit your mama in the face give her a call to watch your children. And every time that it happens, she does it. But to me, because honey, my child has not even met my father, my real biological father. If there is trauma, I damn sure wouldn't want my kids going over to my mama house if my mama was the person that I was painting them. I would not even trust my children in her care. She claimed that the same family, right, that was out there doing all of this is the same family that Treasie is around every day. Now, we got to get a little deep here for a second, right? Let me just tell you some of the things that Peach revealed yesterday. Peach revealed with this. She revealed, number one, that Treasie, okay, goes over to the aunt's house still to this day, and that she parties. She also said that they were drug heads and alcoholics, and she actually revealed that her mother was one too. Let me just say allegedly, right? No tea, no shade, but let me just say allegedly. She revealed that. So you know what she's trying to say about her mother and what her mother does in her curricular time. She also went in on her sister again, also went in on her brother, saying that her sister was the favorite child, that her sister never went through anything. She was always treated better. It was given jealousy vibes. She went back to laughing again about Ed being inappropriately touched by his father, and that is god-awful because that's not her story to tell. Treasie then goes live and she's kind of talking, right? And one thing that I noticed was, I give Treasie slack because, number one, you can tell she's hurt. Like, both of them, I think, need to be in somebody's chair. But you can tell she's hurt. And one thing that Treasie said in a live that really got me was, hey, I'm caught in between two worlds, right? I'm caught in between my children. She was telling people that you guys don't realize that if one child sits over here and bashes me, and then the child starts to bash the siblings, meaning Drea and Ed, like Treasie said, my children are all calling me in an uproar. She's like, they're upset with me. She said, I'm actually caught in the middle because guess what? You got Peach, who is Treasie's child, and she probably does have a lot of love for her because that's her child. But then you have Ed and Drea, right, who are probably calling Treasie and going off like, well, what are we going to do? Why is she over here telling this and that about us? Like, Drea has to be upset. Peach has called her sister Drea a single mother, a deadbeat, a project. She's called her hoes. She's called her bees. She's talked about Drea's children, that she can't take care of her children. I mean, she's ran it down. Said that when Drea was a teenager, that she was fast sneaking out. You know, she was giving those kind of stories about Drea. Ed, boy, she said a lot about him. Peach has admitted Ed, her brother, that she's called CPS on him. She's told his story about what happened to him and his father. She's called him an alcoholic. She's called him all kinds of names. So, of course, they're upset. Of course, they're calling Treasie like, hey, what are you going to do about it? I mean, she's caught in a rock and a hard place, because if she was to go off on Peach or try and, fight Peach or whatever, then Treasie's going to be in the wrong because that's her daughter. But then she also feels like she got to stand up for her other children because she's ripping them a new one. I mean, I do feel bad for Treasie in this situation because she's really torn between two sides of her family. But I also can see that it's getting to the point where Treasie is now starting to get more angry about the situation because, like she said in the live that I was watching, she said it's time for Peach to keep my other children out of this. Like, go after me, but it's time for you to keep my other children out of it. Because at the end of the day, Peach, you being mad about dirty bathwater or whatever, or who didn't treat you right or who didn't give you attention, has no right for you to go and tell your siblings' business or your siblings' trauma. Because any mother is always going to protect children that has serious trauma that they know about, especially what Ed went through. And the fact that Treasie is very close to Ed. At some point, Treasie ain't going to worry about standing up for herself. She going to get out here and blast you for you talking about her other kids. But when I tell y'all, this is going down a rabbit hole and going down a rabbit hole fast. This is something that Peach really needs to stop talking about. I'm going to tell you, if all these stories, right, let's just pretend for a second, if all these stories that Peach is telling about her sister and her brother are true, that means that they have some deep dark, especially Ed, some deep, dark demons that may come to the surface. If you say that this happened to your brother and that he is a drinker, what's going to stop him from going to drinking and coming and jacking you up? What's going to stop him from just ultimately snapping because you keep digging at a wound that is not healed? The wound with something like that happening to Ed, baby, it can have a scab, it can have a scar, but if you scratch it the right way, baby, it's still going to bleed. It is not healed. And you keep on reposting stuff about it, laughing, giggling. I mean, in a minute, you're posting too about your mother's trauma and you're laughing and giggling. And honey, like I said, that's a wound, baby, that somebody may open up, and then you got a lot of things to deal with. Sometimes I think it's better to just stop the things before it go too deep and before somebody get hurt. And the way that this is going, somebody's going to get hurt. And honey, is it worth it for a few dollars to be made off YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok? I don't believe so. Now, y'all, I done said a lot, so I had to do a premiere on this. I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank everybody who will be in the replay. I want you guys to have a beautiful day because this is a heavy one, right? And gotta get out here and see what you guys think about all this mess because it is a lot. But I want to thank everyone who is here in the premiere. I want to thank everyone who will be in the replay. So I will see the ones who did not make it down in the comments below. For everyone here, go and have you a wonderful day.